So the CIA files, the CIA reveals secret search for Hitler in the 1950s. Okay, so first we're getting dire wolves, and now I get it. Maybe that was a distraction. Then we're being told that the MLK and RFK files are going to be released. And now apparently what? The CIA was looking for Hitler. Okay. All right. Let's do this. CIA was looking for Hitler. They're looking for the Chancellor of the Third Reich. So let's go find out what's going on here, okay? Let's find out what's going on here. Let's get to the bottom of this, okay? Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. What's going on here? So, U.S. agents hunted for the Nazi leader in South America for a decade after his supposed death, the documents show. So, in other words, if y'all remember that infamous scene from The Simpsons where Bart is making prank phone calls to different countries and he calls Argentina, and there's a German voice running to his car when car phones used to be a thing. Remember car phones? Only boomers, Xers, and late millennials remember this, car phones being a thing. And you hear a German saying, "One voten, one voten, one voten." And it turns out to be what The Simpsons have animated, a depicted old Adolf in Argentina. So there you go. So maybe The Simpsons are predicting more than we realize. The U.S. Central Intelligence Agency conducted a search for Adolf Hitler in South America for a decade after his supposed death, according to declassified files. The documents dating from 1945 to 1955 and released by the CIA in recent years. Oh, wow. Really? Hey, CIA. Thanks for giving us this great information. Were analyzed by the Washington Post this week. Oh, perfect. They show that field agents suspected Hitler may have escaped to South America under an alias, even though the agency had an autopsy report confirming his death. According to MI5 files, Hitler and his longtime companion, Eva Braun, whom he married the day before, killed themselves on April 30th. Oh, boy, that's not too long from now. 1945 in his Berlin bunker to avoid capture. Their partially burned bodies were later discovered by Soviet soldiers outside the Reich Chancellor, yet CIA agents continued to chase leads into the mid-1950s. Okay, hold on. I actually got to look for something here. So, Conan O'Brien sidekick. Hold on. Andy Richter. Yes, I realize that. Okay, so for those who don't remember, Andy Richter had his own TV show, and he used to be Conan O'Brien's sidekick. And I remember an episode in particular. It was only a one-off skit, but he had like this inner monologue, like, it's that time when I confronted the janitor who I thought was Hitler. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I'm having too much fun with this story. See, we're laughing. We're enjoying it together as a family. Okay. I just found that skit to be funny. And Andy Richter, and he just points at this poor old man who does kind of look like Hitler, but he wasn't. All right, just terrible choice of mustache. Okay, either you go full mustache or no mustache. No pun intended. One 1945 file said the U.S. War Department agents told the FBI that a spa hotel in La Plata, Argentina, had been prepared as a potential hideout. The hotel owners, who had donated to propaganda chief Joseph Goebbels, had close ties to Hitler. The U.S. intelligence believed they had made all necessary preparations to shelter Hitler after Germany's defeat in WW2. Another document from October 1955 included a photo of a man believed to be Hitler sitting with a friend in Colombia. Up. Really? It's like a picture of Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster. The man using the name Adolf. See, that's even a stupid name. Adolf Squirtenmeyer reportedly left Colombia for Argentina in January 1955. The CIA briefly authorized an investigation into Struckenmeyer's background, but later dropped it, noting that the enormous efforts could be expended on this matter with remote possibilities of establishing anything concrete. So did the CIA just let Hitler go? Oh no. Mossad ain't gonna have that. No further CIA documents were made public suggest that agents continued searching for Hitler after 1945, the Washington Post reported. The revelations come as Argentina, long known as a hideout for Nazi fugitives, prepares to declassify government documents related to those who found sanctuary there after World War II. Oh, man. Hey, gentlemen. So if you ever go to Argentina and you find a fair, light-skinned lady, don't ask her what her grandparents or great-grandparents did during the 1940s, okay? You may not like the answer. The revelations come as many as 10,000 war criminals are believed to have used so-called rat lines to escape Europe. Roughly half reportedly settled in Argentina, which was known for its reluctance to grant extradition requests. Among them were Adolf Eichmann, a key architect of the Holocaust, and Joseph Mélin, a notorious Auschwitz doctor. Eichmann was captured by Israeli agents in 1960 and taken to Israel for trial. Mélin evaded capture and died in Brazil in 1979 after suffering a heart attack while swimming. All right, there you go. All right. I guess it's all been declassified now. Now we know. Now we're always smiling. Now we know what's being investigated into. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that beautiful? Now we know. Now we know. All right. But what are your thoughts? All right. Do you think Adolf survived and ran to Argentina? You think there's any veracity in this? Type 1 for yes, Kit. There's truth behind this. A type 2, no, Kit. This is what you call a Coca-Cola Classic distraction. It's a distraction, baby. Who loves you? It's Kojak. It's a distraction. I wonder how many twos will be in the chat.
And you don't stop. Just push through and you don't stop. Broken and bruised, you don't stop. Coughing up fluid, you don't stop. Alright, fresh from the mines that brought you King Midas. Sign of the times, call me Homo detritus. Karma's a beast and its fleas make a plague look childish. Are we home of the brave or the best or the brightest? None of the above, and my answer's as final as one wrong look at one of Brooklyn's finest. Now Barack was a real class act, better walk to The Hague so stylish, where he can perch on a warlord's throne, made a little known Middle East drone violence. Buddy, they were logging mileage while you and your smartphone were both on silent. Too busy hailing Barack as a well-spoken token that prejudice was dead and America had woken up when all along our bigotry was thriving. In a rising red vitriolic tide so thick that it is binding, like a contract of slavery they gave us in writing. Loophole amendments that lay on their minds and then go into hiding, so they can legislate slaves to a 20-cent wage if they're on the inside. The road isn't long, it is wide, and there's not much winding. They just lead you to a lifetime of small crime, bring you back and put you in a line, doing sweatshop labor for a couple fucking dimes. And you can spend your whole life here being beaten by a staff of steroid gym rat white nationals. Do it all for Nike, buddy, do it for the capital. Do it for the guards so they'll treat you like an animal. Do it when you're sick or you're sore cause you have to. Do it so the prison shareholders can roll in their dough and remodel their bathrooms with walk-in showers that might be a little bit bigger than the cell where you spend 20 hours of your 24, maybe more. They don't count it anymore. They just need you well enough to move a product out the door. They just got a marble countertop and all new tile floors. Heated fucking seats on a bidet that you help them afford. But they won't lift a finger if your warden goes overboard. Makes your common area an unspoken COVID ward. Lets you intermingle like he hadn't really done before. Now there's a lot of pits dug up in the yard, all numbered, and he still won't tell you what the number's for. but it's gotta be a warning. And probably the kind that you might need thunder for. When the realization strikes, they've been grouping you tight and restricting your time outside. It won't take a genius to link it to all of the coughing that's keeping you up every night. So if you can't abide slaves, I'll state the case plain. A prisoner shares the same rights. And your tax dollars are lining the pockets of those who ensure that the luxuries of medicine and showers are consistently denied. And you can spend 8 years if you're black cause you burned up a trash can, but you won't see any time if you rape when you're young and you're white. And in 5 years' time, that white rapist guy gets a job as a guard where he finds a new prey to dehumanize. And it's ingrained as a part of our system of justice so deeply that it's not scrutinized. And if we're talking capital punishment, all of these assholes with bludgeons who call themselves justice could probably be euthanized. Rather than giving them 70 humans to supervise, torture, and brutalize. Sensitivity training can't teach you the value of human life. It's a message that's basic. Our nature has shaped it, and culture is born out of breaking it down and then seeing it crucified. I feel like I'm watching every day with exponentially more lucid eyes, till I'm drooling out my cheek and down my side, and my eyes are the dullest shade of overdose white. When just a dose of reality hits like an overdose might. It's a gross mentality that keeps this country going. Makes you wonder why we're keeping it alive. And we don't stop. Just push through and you don't stop. Coughing up fluid, you don't stop. Guards gang rape you and you don't stop. They take your commissary, you don't stop. Your mother's being buried, you don't stop. When nothing is forgiven, you don't stop. When life's not living, you don't stop. You just push through and you don't stop. Coughing up fluid, you don't stop. God's gang rape you and you don't stop. Broken and bruised, you don't stop. They take your commissary, you don't stop. Your mother's being buried, you don't stop. When nothing is forgiven, you don't stop. When life's not living, you don't stop. You just push through and you don't stop. Coughing up fluid, you don't stop. God's gang rape you and you don't stop.